All right, so welcome to this deep dive all about manifestation. It all started because you sent over this super interesting source, and I gotta say, just reading through it, it's really made me think about, the power of our thoughts and how that all works. So I'm excited to dig into all that with you today. How does manifestation actually work? What are some of the roadblocks or things we might be doing wrong? And of course, I want to talk about some actual techniques you can use in your own life.
Well, yeah, you definitely picked a good source, that's for sure. I think you're going to like it. It even starts off with this really cool story about finding a parking space. Have you ever been circling the block, completely desperate, and then boom, a spot just magically opens up?
Oh, yeah, totally. I've definitely been there. I always just thought it was good timing or something, but now I'm like, wait a minute. Did I manifest that parking space without even realizing it?
Right. Makes
Whoa.
you wonder. So that's kind of the question this whole source is exploring. Is it just luck, or is there something more going on?
Okay, I love that. So I guess before we get too far into the parking spaces and all that, let's back up a bit. What is manifestation exactly? I feel like we hear that word everywhere, but I'm not sure everyone really understands what it means.
Yeah, definitely. It's like one of those buzzwords that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
But the meaning can be kind of fuzzy. So basically, at its core, manifestation is about bringing something into your reality, bringing it into your life through your thoughts, your beliefs, and even your actions.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're aligning your energy with what you want.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like you're acting as a magnet.
Yeah, exactly. And the source actually connects this to the law of attraction. You heard of that?
Mm.
It's that whole idea that attracts
Oh, yeah, like attracts, I've definitely heard that before. So then manifestation isn't just wishful thinking then, right? It's
Right.
not just sitting on my couch and daydreaming that I win the lottery and then expecting it to happen.
No, 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 not at all. This source makes it very clear that manifestation is not passive. It's definitely not passive. It's about taking an active role in shaping your reality, getting your mindset and your actions to actually match up with what you want to experience.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts, it's about aligning those thoughts with real actions.
Exactly. And that's actually really interesting because, that idea, aligning thoughts and actions, that's actually a key principle in cognitive behavioral therapy.
Really? That's so interesting. I would have never thought of that connection.
Yeah, therapists use that all the time to help people change negative thought patterns and behaviors. So in a way, manifestation is almost like this DIY approach to personal growth, right? It's about believing that your thoughts can actually shape your reality.
Okay, I love that. That makes it feel way more grounded, way less, out there. So if we're talking about actually you doing manifestation rather than just talking about it, does that mean there are specific steps involved?
You got it. The source breaks it down into 3 key steps, and it's honestly a pretty practical framework. The first step is clarity.
Okay, clarity. So before you can manifest anything, you need to know exactly what it is you're going for. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's really about being specific.
Hmm.
So instead of just wishing for more money, you'd want to get really clear about what that actually looks like for you. Like, I want to earn $10,000 a month doing work I love, or I want to buy a house in a neighborhood with a great community. The more details and the more vivid you can make your vision, the better.
It's like giving your brain a really clear roadmap to follow.
Yes, exactly like that. It's like setting the coordinates in your internal GPS. Okay, so now you've got your clear, specific goal. What comes next?
Well, now I'm super curious. What's step number 2?
Step 2 is all about belief and alignment. And this is where it gets kind of deep, you know? It's about really looking at your beliefs, especially those subconscious ones that might be holding you back.
Oh, yeah, our beliefs. So I guess that means you have to actually believe that what you want is possible for you.
Yes, exactly. It's one thing to say, I want to write a best-selling novel. But if deep down you don't believe you can actually do it, that doubt can totally sabotage the whole process.
Right. It's almost like you're telling the universe, I want this, but I don't think I deserve it.
Exactly. It's like sending mixed signals. And the source reminds us over and over again that attracts, right. So if you're vibrating at this frequency of doubt and negativity,
Yeah.
you're probably going to attract more of that. It's not going to help you manifest what you want.
Okay, so ditch the negativity. Got it. What else should we watch out for?
Another big one, and this might surprise you, is inaction.
Inaction. I thought manifestation was all about visualizations and vision boards.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. But this source is very clear that visualization alone isn't enough.
So it's not just about sitting on my meditation cushion and picturing myself living in a beachfront mansion. I actually have to get off the cushion and do something.
You got it. It's about meeting the universe halfway. You've got to put in the work.
So it's kind of like that old saying, God helps those who help themselves.
Right. It's like you've got this amazing internal GPS guiding you towards your goal, but you still have to actually put the car in drive and follow the directions. The universe rewards action.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we've got clarity, we've got belief, and we're taking action. Is that everything, or is there more?
Well, those are the big three, but there's also a whole bunch of stuff about common mistakes people make and specific techniques to try. Want to hear more about those?
Definitely. Especially the mistakes part. I bet we've all been guilty of at least a few of those. All right, so mistakes. What are some of those common things that we might be doing that are like totally messing up our manifestation game?
Well, the source lays out a few of them, and I think you'll recognize some of these for sure. One of the biggest ones, and honestly, this something we all struggle with, I think, is doubt and negative thinking.
Oh yeah, that inner critic can be brutal.
It really can. Like imagine you're trying to manifest this amazing, delicious meal, but at the same time, you're telling yourself you don't deserve to eat. You're not good enough.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how that would be a problem. Like, what's the point of even trying to manifest that amazing meal if you're just going to turn around and tell yourself you don't deserve it?
Exactly. You're basically putting up this wall between yourself and what you want to attract.
It's almost like self-sabotage, right?
Yeah, totally. And again, the source keeps coming back to that idea that like attracts like. So if you're all doom and gloom, vibrating at that low frequency, you're just going to attract more of that.
It's like tuning your radio to a station that's playing nothing but bad news and then wondering why you feel so down.
Perfect analogy. That's exactly it. So step one, ditch the negativity. Okay, what else? What other mistakes do people make?
Okay, lay it on me.
All right, well, another big one, and this one might surprise you, is inaction.
Inaction. Really? I thought manifestation was all about visualization.
Right, a lot of people think that. Spend hours making vision boards and daydreaming about their dream life. But this source makes it very clear visualization alone is not enough.
Oh, okay. So it's not enough to just sit on my meditation cushion and picture myself living in a beachfront mansion. I have to actually get off the cushion at some point and do something about it.
Yes, exactly. It's about meeting the universe halfway. It's about showing the universe that you're serious, that you're willing to actually put in the work.
So it's like, okay, universe, I've set the intention. I'm ready to take action. Are you with me or what?
I love that. Yeah, it's like you're partnering with the universe. You're co-creating your reality together.
Okay, I can totally get behind that.
Yeah.
So we've got clarity, we're ditching the negativity, and we're taking action. What else can trip us up?
Well, the other big one that I think we're all guilty of from time to time is impatience.
Oh, yeah, impatience. I am the queen of impatience. If
Yeah.
something doesn't happen right away, I'm like, ugh, this is never going to work.
Yeah, exactly. We live in this world of instant gratification, right? We can order pretty much anything online and have it delivered to our doorstep the next day. So it's natural to want that same kind of speed when it comes to manifestation.
But that's not really how it works, is it?
Nope, not always. This source reminds us that the universe has its own timetable. It might not line up perfectly with our human deadlines or the way we think things should unfold.
So it's more about trusting the journey, even when it feels like things are moving slower than we'd like.
Exactly. It's about surrendering control a little bit and trusting that the universe has a plan, even if we can't see the whole picture yet.
Okay. So we've talked about all these pitfalls. What can we do to actually avoid them? Are there like concrete things we can try that will help us manifest more effectively?
Yes, definitely. And the source lays out a whole bunch of techniques you can experiment with to find what works best for you. They're all about aligning your energy with what you want, creating that magnetic pull towards your desires.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I am so ready to hear about these techniques.
Great. Well, one of the most popular and one that you're probably familiar with already is visualization.
Oh, visualization. Yeah, I've dabbled in that before. I've made vision boards and stuff. But I'd love to learn more about like the actual nitty-gritty of how to do it properly.
Yeah, and the source actually gets into some of the specifics, which I think is really helpful. So one thing it emphasizes is that visualization isn't just about daydreaming, It's about actively engaging all your senses. You want to feel the emotions, you want to experience all the sensory details as if it's happening right now.
So instead of just seeing myself living in that beautiful house, I'm feeling the plush carpet under my feet. I'm smelling the fresh-baked cookies. I'm hearing the laughter of my friends and family.
Yes, exactly. The more real you can make it feel, the more you're activating that emotional connection to your vision.
And that's when the magic really starts to happen.
Right. Have you ever noticed how Olympic athletes use visualization to improve their performance?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
They don't just picture themselves winning. They actually mentally rehearse the entire race. They feel the wind on their face, the strain in their muscles, the exhilaration of crossing the finish line.
Wow, it's like they're programming their minds and bodies for success.
Exactly. And it's not just for athletes. Anyone can use visualization to manifest their desires, whether it's a new job, a loving relationship, even just feeling more confident. The key is to make it as real and vivid as possible.
Okay, I'm definitely going to try that. So visualization, what else? What other techniques can we use?
Another powerful one is affirmations.
Affirmations. I love
Me
affirmations.
too. They're so simple, but they can be really effective. It's basically about repeating positive statements to yourself, either out loud or silently.
Okay, so I might say something like, I am worthy of love and abundance, or I am attracting my dream job into my life.
Exactly. And the source talks about how even though affirmations might seem a little woo-woo at first, there's actually a growing body of research suggesting that they can really work.
Really? That's awesome. I didn't know there was actual science backing that up.
Yeah. It all comes down to neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
You know how the brain can actually rewire itself based on our experiences?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Well, affirmations are kind of like taking advantage of that.
Hmm.
If you consistently repeat these positive statements, you're basically training your brain to believe new things about yourself and your potential.
Okay, that makes sense. So instead of dwelling on what we don't want, we're intentionally focusing on what we do want.
Yes, exactly. And the more specific and emotionally charged those affirmations are, the more powerful they'll be. So instead of just saying, I am wealthy, you might say, I'm a talented artist who is attracting financial abundance through my creative work.
Oh, I like that. It feels so much more personalized and powerful.
Right. So we've got visualization affirmations. What else? What other tools can we add to our manifestation toolbox?
So we've got visualization, we've got affirmations. I'm ready for more. What
I-
else can we do to amp up our manifestation game?
Okay, well, the source talks about a few other really interesting techniques, and one that I think is often overlooked, but it's super powerful, is gratitude.
Gratitude. Yes, I love that one. It's so easy to get caught up in what we don't have, what we're still working towards, that we forget to appreciate everything we already have.
Totally. And this source actually highlights how gratitude is a key part of the whole manifestation process. It's not just about feeling good, counting your blessings. It's about actually shifting your energy from a place of lack to a place of abundance.
So when you focus on what you're grateful for, you're like raising your vibration, and that attracts even more good stuff into your life.
Yes, exactly. It's like a positive feedback loop. The more grateful you are, the more you have to be grateful for.
I love that. It's like the universe is saying, oh, you like that. Here's some more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the source actually gives some really practical tips for cultivating gratitude. Like one thing it suggests is keeping a gratitude journal.
Oh, gratitude journal. I've tried that before. It's really cool.
Yeah, you just take a few minutes every day to write down a few things you're thankful for. It can be big things like, getting a promotion at work, or small things like a really good cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset, whatever makes you feel grateful.
Yeah, it's like training your brain to look for the positive instead of just focusing on the negative all the time.
Exactly. And even if you don't do like a formal journal thing, just taking a few moments each day to think about what you're grateful for can make a huge difference. It can really shift your whole perspective. Okay, so we've got gratitude. What else?
I'm taking notes over here. This is great. What other manifestation secrets are you going to reveal?
Right, well, this next one you might find really interesting. It's called scripting.
Scripting. I've never heard of that one before. What is that?
Okay, so it's kind of like journaling, but it's more focused. Basically, you write in your journal as if your desires have already come true. You describe your dream scenario in detail using the present tense.
Wait, so I'm writing as if it's already happening.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of saying, I hope to get my dream job someday, you would write something like, I am so happy and grateful to be working at my dream job. I love the challenges, I feel so fulfilled, and my colleagues are amazing.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see what you mean. It's like you're stepping into that reality before it's actually happened.
Yes, you're basically embodying those feelings,
Yeah.
sending that message to your subconscious mind that this is your reality.
Okay, I'm definitely going to try that. It sounds like a really cool way to use the power of writing to manifest what you want. So scripting, anything else?
Yeah, there's one more piece to the puzzle, and this is the one that a lot of people struggle with, I think. It's the importance of letting go.
Letting go. Wait, doesn't that seem kind of counterintuitive? Like, haven't we been spending all this time getting super clear about what we want and taking action and visualizing it all?
Right. But here's the thing. Once you've done all that, you've set your intention, you've taken action, you've visualized it, You've got to surrender it to the universe and trust that it's working behind the scenes.
So it's like releasing the attachment to the outcome, not getting so fixated on the how and the when.
Exactly. Because when we obsess over it and try to control every little detail,
Yeah.
we actually create resistance. It's like we're blocking the flow.
Okay, so it's all about finding that balance between taking action and surrendering to the universe.
Yeah, it's like a dance.
Wow. This whole conversation has been so eye-opening. I'm starting to understand that manifestation isn't just some woo-woo concept. It's a real mindset shift that can have a huge impact on our lives.
I agree. And this source does a great job of making it all feel really accessible and practical. It's not about magic wands and wishing on stars. It's about understanding the power of our thoughts and aligning our actions with our desires.
It's about recognizing that we're all co-creators of our reality.
Exactly.
So I guess the big question for our listeners, where do they go from here? What are the big takeaways from all of this?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that manifestation is a process. It takes time. It's not a magic trick. It requires belief, it requires alignment, and it requires action.
And it requires trust. Trust in the universe, trust in yourself.
Yes, trust is huge.
And if there's one thing I want our listener to remember, it's that your thoughts really do shape your reality. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your thoughts.
Absolutely. It all starts within.
Wow. Well, this has been an amazing deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, I'm kind of curious. If manifestation is about aligning with our desires, how do we really know what our deepest desires even are? How do we separate what we authentically want from all those external influences, like what society tells us we should want or what we've been conditioned to believe we want?
That's such a good question. And honestly, that's a whole other deep dive right there. But I think it starts with getting really quiet, tuning into your inner voice. What brings you joy? What makes you feel truly alive?
It's about stripping away all the shoulds and the expectations and really connecting with your true self. Yeah.
Exactly. And it might take some time and some experimentation to figure it all out. But when you do, when you're living in alignment with your true self,
Yeah.
that's when the magic really happens.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. So to our listener, I encourage you to really take some time to reflect on that question. What are your deepest desires? And how can you start aligning your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions to make those desires a reality?
You have the power within you. Believe in yourself. Trust the process. And never stop dreaming big.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into manifestation. I hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as I did. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep manifesting your best life.